So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, An Unfinished Quilt. What took so long? What's your story? Here's mine and I'm sticking to it. So this is my unfinished quilt. I started it in 2006, so that's 15 years that it has sat and sat and sat. It is a square in a square block. It is made with a colorful satin and a solid color green satin. I took the satin fabric and I put some iron on interfacing on the back to stabilize that satin fabric. And I had to take this quilt to my local community center, and that's back in the day when we would pin our quilts. Some people still do pin their quilts, but I didn't have a big enough area, and I would have to gather all my quilt tops that were ready to be quilted, and I would take them to the community center and lay it out, the top and the batting, and then pin it. This is how the back of the quilt is looking. What was the problem? Well, I ran into some tension issues while I was trying to put in my decorative stitches. And that's why the quilt set so long. So I went back to the drawing board. I cleaned out my machine, put in the new needle. I chose some quilting designs that would complement the quilt. I loosened the tension of my sewing machine, and I was off and running. These are some of the stitches that I was looking at to put on in each block. I did have a lot of problems maneuvering the quilt under the sewing machine to put in those decorative stitches. So that was a really long reach for me back then. But today, even today, with the little skills that I have acquired, that is still a challenge to do that, the decorative stitches, and to get that complete box in there. But I did it. I feel really good about it. So I like this idea too. But the other thing that I learned from this quilt was, before you start quilting any loop de loop or circular, or you really want to get your quilt and you want to tack it down, and it could be just big areas where you do a straight stitch to tack down the three layers, and that way, when everything is tacked down, you can maneuver better without getting any puckers or folds in your quilt. So I finished it. Look at the quilt, you guys. I even put a quilt label in. I put my binding on. I added my churn dash or monkey wrenches on the side. Didn't have enough of those, so I had to add that little green star in there. And I'm loving this 3D effect that I'm getting with this top border that I put in. The back of the quilt is pieced flannel, and to add the sides and the top, I did the quilt as you go method, the sashing method. Oh, I'm loving it. Believe me, I did run into a lot of frustrations. This video should have been up last week, but because I kept having issues with the tension, again, one more thing you want to do if you're having tension issues, you want to, after you oiled it and you cleaned out the dust and you rethreaded the bobbin and the top, change your needle. That was one of the things that was missing. And once I changed my needle, everything was on and popping. And I'm loving the decorative stitches. Some of these were from my Baby Lock Elegante 2 machine. And yeah, some of the stitches came just recently. Now, as you're seeing this, some of some of the blocks were not yet I did not yet put the decorative stitches on. So, but I wanted to put up this video and celebrate because I'm doing the happy dance because I didn't let this quilt defeat me. So, what is your unfinished quilt? Why is it taking you so long to finish it? So, I hope I can encourage you to finish your quilts. You'll feel better about it. This is the back. The back is again pieced flannel, and I'm loving the 3D effect that I'm getting at the top and the bottom of the quilt. Here are some of my decorative stitches. This the satin fabric, it has creases in it that are not there. It creases, but once you lay it out, the creases do not stay there. So those folds you see are not really there. I'm done, you guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. Get your quilt done. Bye bye for now.